What up, peeps? Mr. Bones back at you, and it's day 10 of 12 days of AxE'Mas. What I watched tonight was All the Creatures Were Stirring. When an awkward date on Christmas Eve leads a couple into a strange theater, they are treated to a bizarre and frightening collection of Christmas stories, featuring a wide ensemble of characters doing their best to avoid the horrors of the holidays. From boring office parties and last-minute shopping to vengeful stalkers and immortal demons, there's plenty out there to fear this holiday season. I honestly really didn't dig this one much. It's an anthology of stories. It starts off with this couple on like a blind date or whatever, their first date, and this guy takes this chick to this theater, and it's called All the Creatures Were Stirring. They go in and they sit down, and it's like a theater show of people reenacting stuff, like a fancy stage show or something, where they wear black outfits, they sit down in a chair, and they stand up and reenact stuff, and have these the title cards on the easel. All the creatures are stirring, whatever, all through the night, twinkle in my eye, I don't know. That's to show the name of each story, and they'll do that to introduce the next story. I didn't really care for that shit, and the stories just weren't that great. One of them, this guy's riding down the road and he's playing with a portfolio, not paying attention, and he hits something. What does he hit? He hit a deer, but not just any deer. He hit a reindeer, and he once put it out of its misery, he hits it with a rock, and then they pan over and show us that it had a collar that said Blitzen. So he hit one of Santa's reindeers. Why was Santa's reindeer walking around by itself in the middle of the road? I don't know. The dude goes home where his girlfriend's at, or a client or something. It's the chick that he had pictures of. And all of a sudden he goes upstairs, hears a noise, he opens the door, and you see from like first person view, antlers stabbing him in the belly. And it's either Blitzen came back to get him, or one of the other reindeers are getting revenge for him. It was kind of weird. The first story was an office party, like in an office, and it was a white elephant party where you blindly pass gifts around each other. And there was a voice on the intercom, kind of like fucking something from a Saw movie. I want to play a game, and they're like, you open these presents, most will harm you, some may help you escape, and they each open them and different shit happen, like a package might explode on them, or if they open a package, gas might be released into the room. And one of them toward the end got a gas mask as in the present, so after everybody was dead, they used the gas mask and left. And that was a decent story, probably the best one of it. There was one where a group of people come to visit a guy that usually likes to spend Christmas alone, and that's because he gets visited by aliens every Christmas, and the girl gets stuck there with him, and it's just weird. It was okay. Probably the second best story, that one, and the first one with the office party. And there was one that was alright, but weird, where this guy, he locked his keys in his car in a parking lot, and there's only one other vehicle in the parking lot, which is a van, and he goes over and asks to use their phone, and they let him, and then they just keep lingering around, and they realize that his birthday is on Christmas, and they had a creature in the back of their van, which turns out to be some kind of demonic demon that attaches itself to you, and the only way to get rid of it is by attaching it to another person that was born on Christmas. So they decided to screw this guy over, who was trying to get home for Christmas and take presents home to his family, by grabbing hold of his arm and saying some kind of fucking voodoo shit that put something on his arm and attached the demon to him. And she says, I'm sorry, and the only way to get rid of it is to find someone else who was born on Christmas and attach it to them. It was an okay story. This anthology was alright. I don't know that I'll be going back to revisit it a lot, but from what I've told you, if you're curious about it, check it out. That's what I watched. Peace.